Hello, welcome. Hello, everybody out there in TYG land. Welcome to Reddit and Weep. Today you've got me, JaeGee Plays, and we have also got...
OfficialFrantzen!
OfficialFrantzen over there. Yep, that's right. Everybody's streaking in chat. What a great way to start an episode. Thank you so much for joining me tonight, Frantzen.
Thank you for having me.
So we're having a little bit of a festive theme tonight. I hope you like the snow.
It's very pretty. It's very pretty.
Yeah.
Winter Wonderland.
Yeah, it was trying to find something a little bit festive that didn't just get in the way. And I thought, do you know what? Snow. Snow will do the job. So this is Reddit and Weep. This is a weekly show where we get together and we delve into the depths of Reddit and we explore the subreddit of Am I the Butthole, as we call it on this show. We explore the realms of Am I the Butthole on a particular theme. We read through the posts that I've found throughout the week, and then we have a chat and discuss. We have somebody in chat who will be running predictions for us. I believe that's Mash tonight. So every time we start a post, we have an initial what do we think based off the title of the Reddit post, and then we go into some more detail, and people in chat can wager their channel points as to what they think, whether the person is the butthole or not. But do remember, this isn't whether whether you actually think they're the butthole. This is whether you think Reddit thought they were the butthole, and that's how we make our final decision. And that's right, Nux. Franssen's special guest is here with us tonight. So, shall we have a look through chat before we get started? Shall we say hello to people? Who've we got to say hello to? I'm not saying hello to me. That's pointless.
No, say hello to yourself, Jay.
Oh, go on then. Hi, Jay. How are you? We'll say good evening, Mash. How's Mash doing this evening? Who else have we got in there? We've got Scruff. We've got someone called the OfficialFrantzen. I don't know who that is. Who else are we going to say hello to? I think I saw Nux somewhere in there. Nux, yep, Nux is there as well. Nux says, "Hey up, Jay, how we doing?" I'm doing all right. We've also got a Beast.
Hi, Beast.
And apparently Mash has spent 3 hours arguing with their PC and is not impressed.
Yeah, it was a whole thing.
Oh, was it?
You had to be, yeah, it was. Mass was not impressed with certain programs.
Ah.
Yeah.
Was she about as impressed as I was last night when my laptop crashed midstream?
I think it's close to be on the same page, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was not happy.
I've had things go wrong before a stream, but last night was the first time I've ever had anything break partway through a stream. And, yep, TYG tech problems, absolutely. And it was a journey yesterday, Nux, yep. Especially for everybody's ears. I still don't know where that sound came from. Nothing on my computer said it was outputting sound everywhere, and everybody in chat was going, "Ah, my ears!" So yeah, that was the mystery. But how's your day been, Frantzen?
It's been pretty good.
Yeah, what have you been up to?
I had yoga this morning.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, but other than that, I've mostly been hanging out with Mash and other friends, and so typical Sunday stuff, and just waiting around for Reddit and Weep. So yeah.
Cool. Well, if you've been waiting around all day for it, I think we should crack on and get on with it, don't you?
Yeah.
Cool. So we normally do 3 stories, then we'll have a break, and then we'll normally come back and do 2 more afterwards. So, just so you know.
Yeah.
So, let's get going with our first one. Let me get the right window up so that I can actually make the magic happen. There we go. Okay, so our first title is Am I the Butthole for telling my son that he ruined Christmas for me and his stepdad when he decided to spend it with his dad? What's your initial gut feeling on that one, Frantzen?
I mean, when they say straight up, it's like, oh, he ruined Christmas just because he spent it with his dad. It's like, I mean, did he though? Did he though? I mean, I understand being upset about it, but straight up saying it's like, oh, Christmas is ruined. It's like, is it? Is it
Yeah.
really? It's just like,
Yeah.
just like leaning towards the butthole. Yeah.
Yep. Apparently, Beast has voted yes with all of his 0 points.
Yeah.
Oh yes, because Beast's in a country where you're not allowed to do the dirty gambling, aren't you?
Yeah, same with me.
Oh, is it the same for you as well?
Yeah, I can vote and stuff, but I won't get any points for it.
Oh, that's no fun. Because it's not really gambling, because they're not worth anything. They're channel points. You can't do anything with them. But anyway, Nook says, "Oh boy, that's already not a good title." Mash says, "It's a kid." We assume, yeah. Sounds super entitled.
It does.
Yeah. And Beast says, "Yeah, tell that to Amazon about the gambling thing." I don't think I'm in any position to be telling Amazon anything. If I was in a position to be telling Amazon anything, I would have had many more payments out from Twitch by now. So let's have a look through, get some context. Feel free to stop me at any time, Frantzen. Either interrupt me with your opinion, or if you see anything in chat, just interrupt away. Oh, what have I done there? Why is it doing it like that? Ah, okay. That's a weird tweak. Anyway, me, F. Cool, we don't get ages, alright. Me, F, and my ex-husband, M, are divorced. We have a 16-year-old son together, Mason. I got remarried to my husband, M, Nathan. Cool. So it's just very unusual. Normally it's like M23 or something like that. So you get some sort
usually
of
they have the age, but
vague
now
idea.
we know how old the son actually is.
Yes.
They're
so
16.
16, yeah. So almost an adult.
Yeah.
So my ex-husband and I used to argue on who should get Mason for the holidays back when he was little. As he got older, we started letting him decide. Last year, he spent Christmas with me, Nathan and my in-laws, and he complained that the experience was terrible, because he said Nathan and his family had little to no accommodation for his food choices. I'm not defending them, but my in-laws are quite traditional when it comes to food, and a bit ignorant to what types of food Mason eats. He also said he didn't feel as welcome as the other kids in the family, and that Nathan forced him to share his personal stuff like his phone so that his step-nephews could watch Christmas movies. Okay. This is feeling like he's getting stuck in a room with a load of little kids while the adults all have fun.
Yeah, and he's stuck playing babysitter.
That's the vibe I'm getting from this.
And to just if he's allowed to choose now that he's older.
Yep.
And he spent Christmas with his mom and stepdad the year before.
Yep. Now, is he allowed to choose, or is he only allowed to choose if he makes the decision his mum wants him to make?
Very true. Oh, this is making me mad already.
Good, I do like it when the other person on Reddit and Weep gets cross. I'd like to say, don't worry, it'll get better, but this is Reddit and Weep, it will not get any better.
No, probably not.
So yesterday during breakfast, we were talking about Christmas and what we were planning this year, but he out of nowhere announced that he'll be spending Christmas with his dad at a rental Christmas cottage in his favourite town. I was so stunned, so was Nathan. I asked Mason when and how he agreed to this arrangement, but he pointed back to what happened last Christmas and said he didn't want to basically have another rubbishy holiday and be miserable. I told him that his dad should have come to me first, but he argued that he's already okayed it, and so he saw no need for my opinion. Good lad. We started arguing and he started complaining about me trying to ruin the experience, but in response I told him that he has already ruined Christmas for me and his stepdad the minute he agreed to this arrangement. He got up and walked away after saying I was being overdramatic. Nathan just sat there and looked down. Go on, Frantzen, what are you thinking? Something's going on in there. I think it might just be pure rage, but I want it. Come on.
What? Oh, this mother is oh. It's Oh my god. Shit. Oh. Okay, let's breathe for a second. If oh my god, this mother is so like the double standard is just so real. It's like, oh, now that he's older, he's allowed to choose, but he's not allowed to choose anyone but me.
Yeah.
Blah 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 blah. It's like, okay, that's first of all, he's correct with saying she's over dramatic.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I would also argue and say that's very narcissistic of her. It's like, oh, you're only allowed to choose if you choose me.
Yeah.
The kid is 16.
Yeah.
Come on. Sorry, I just...
No, do not apologise. That's what you're here for. You're here
Yeah.
to react, and if your reaction is anger, then brilliant. And everybody in chat, this is why when I put the call out for people to come on Reddit and Weep, this is why I want your webcams on. Because Franson's face then was delightful. And I mean that in a really good way, Franson. That was brilliant.
Yeah, I can't hide my reaction. I can't keep poker face. It doesn't happen for me.
Good, because this is not the show for Poker Face. Nook says, so he was forced to feel like the stepkid. Absolutely. Mash says, OMG, such a butthole. Beast says, even at 37, I wouldn't go to that step family. Let me sit on my own phone.
Yeah.
And Mash is getting mad.
Yeah.
Mash says she can't vote but would spend so many points. Nook says at 16 it's up to him. The your dad should have come to me first sounds controlling. Absolutely. Potentially some animosity put towards her. It does sound that way, doesn't it? It sounds like, yeah. Mash says she hopes that Reddit eats her alive. We will find out. I will go through.
I mean,
what
if
Reddit
they
has
don't
said to
call
later.
her a butthole, I'm going to be very confused. So.
Nook says Fanson's expressions are brilliant, which is absolutely correct. Artru says, just arrived, didn't realise the time. Don't worry, you're here now.
Hiya, true.
Am I very quiet compared to Franson? We can fix that if that's an issue. Right, I've just turned myself up ever so slightly. If you want me to turn myself up or down, do let me know. Scruff wants to know if this is his ex-wife.
Who knows?
Atu wants to know who am I voting for.
Whether or not the mother is a butthole for saying her son ruined Christmas.
For spending it with his dad.
Yeah.
Even though apparently he has a choice.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Choice.
Anyway, we've still got more yet.
Oh boy.
So, I had a huge argument on the phone with Mason's dad, and he kept giving me attitude and laughing, saying that I sounded pathetic. When I told him I'd have my lawyer call him, he backpedaled and said he wouldn't have done this if Mason didn't like it. Would you like me to pause there, Francis? You want to say something?
Oh, this is... I want to say it's like typical like controlling behavior from like the bad vibes after a divorce.
Yeah.
Where it's like everything the wife, in this situation, the wife, ex-wife can use against the ex-husband. It's like, oh, I'll have my lawyer call. It's like blah, 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 blah. It's like, you're going to end up with, like, the second her son turns 18, he's going to go no contact with his mom.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. No. He urged me to drop it and let Mason have this experience, or he'll resent me for missing it. Now Nathan isn't speaking to me. Now Mason isn't speaking to me. Nathan's trying to convince him to stay with us because without him our Christmas is ruined, but he won't budge from the looks of it. So am I the butthole for not dropping it as well? What I meant by why didn't his dad come to me first is that he planned to take Mason out of town, which is a big deal to me. They're going to be travelling. Cool. They're going to be travelling. That's his dad. Yeah.
Well, I have my decision regarding the matter. Very clear from the beginning.
Mash says, I think we all agree she sucks. Followed by there's more. Followed by the lawyer. And Nook says, lawyer? What a loser.
Yeah.
And then Mash screaming. And then Scuff says, okay, yes, this is my ex-wife. So the choice, Beast says, the choice was have a nice Christmas and be emotionally blackmailed, or have a terrible Christmas and be emotionally blackmailed over other stuff.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Apparently it also sounds like a true's ex. 100% no contact. Nook says, I hope he goes no contact if this is how she is all the time. She acts like the dad is the babysitter and not his other parent. Mash says, get a Reddit. And Scuff's gone to get some popcorn.
Enjoy. First of all, enjoy the popcorn, Scruff. But this lady. I mean, I can't imagine what the kid is going through.
No, because if she's like this about Christmas and she's this overbearing and demanding and using emotional blackmail as a weapon against her kid for Christmas, when else is she using these tactics and these sort of things to try and manipulate, getting her own way and being the centre of the universe? And yeah.
And I imagine like that the son is like, okay, I don't want anything bad to happen to my dad.
Yeah.
So, I feel really bad for the son. He's stuck in a really, really awful situation.
Yeah, we've got a saying in England, stuck between a rock and a hard place, which you might not know, but...
I'm familiar with it, yeah.
Right, I wasn't sure because idioms don't always translate, so... it's... Every decision this kid can make is now wrong. Because he's no way of making everybody happy.
Yeah. And he knows if he goes with his mom and stepdad, he's going to become the babysitter again, just like last year.
Yeah. And then he'll be feeling guilty because his dad will be feeling sad.
Yeah.
Yet, if he now goes and spends the time doing what he wants with his dad, then he'll be feeling guilty because his mum says he's ruined Christmas and might get lawyers involved and might end up dragging his dad through court. And this poor kid... Surely this counts as abuse of some sort.
Yeah, it is emotional abuse for sure. Yeah,
I feel so. Mash says he's still under 18. Scuff says, how is Xmas ruined because the kid isn't there? I don't know. And he needs receipts. I don't know what he wants receipts for. Do you want my Greg's receipt from earlier? I'm confused. What receipts do you want, Scruff? Nook says she also takes no responsibility. What happened last Christmas was other people. It was in-laws who couldn't consider his diet. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so if I was taking my kid to somebody else's house, one of the first conversations I always have is, look, my kid's autistic as hell and has certain safe foods that they will eat. And if you try and serve them anything else, they just aren't going to eat.
Yeah.
Therefore, if I'm bringing them, this is what we have to do to accommodate their eating needs.
Yeah. Plus, imagine if he had like a really severe allergy that could actually kill him.
Yeah. And if these dietary needs can't be met, then you don't go.
Yeah.
No matter whose house it is.
Yep. Agreed.
Kath joined in, Chaos Kath with, yeah, it is, which is just after we were talking about whether it was an emotional abuse or not. Then people shouting at each other. Kath then apparently pulled out a shiv.
It's for the mom. It's for the mother. That's why.
I'm assuming it's for the mum. It's either for the mum or Nooks. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm assuming it's for the mum. Mash says receipts equals how would you predict? I know what he actually meant, Mash, but that wasn't the joke. Come on, get with the programme.
Get with the programme, Mash.
And Chaos Cat says, my niece and nephew always get pasta, etc. for Xmas food because they don't eat regular Xmas food. No big, exactly, it's no big deal. Yeah. It's like when my kid tends to want to spend Christmas at the mum's now because it's like it says in the beginning of this post, but in our house it actually is my child's choice. They'd rather spend Christmas at a house that has like kids and stuff going on rather than sitting in a house with two grumpy old men watching the Muppets movie. I can see why they would rather spend it where there's more going on.
Yeah.
Nux did nothing. No, it was for the Mash spelling your name wrong. Oh, okay. We'll let you off there then. We thought you were drawing the Shiv actually against the mum in this story.
Yeah.
But...
No, I see it now. It was because Mash spelled Kath with a K and not a C. That was what was going on.
Right. I don't know. Can you save you bickering for somebody else's stream? We don't do bickering here on Reddit and Weep. We do. That's the whole reason we're here. Cool. So, have you got anything else you want to say about this before we actually close the poll and find out what's going on? Although I do have to say, Kath's
I
just
only
said,
have to say that the ex-wife is a major butthole, and I hope the son goes no contact once he's older.
Absolutely. Kath did say the mum doesn't deserve the penetration of my shiv.
Oh.
Nook says ooh, and Beast says, don't you ooh that. So we've also got a domestic going on in chat, so we'll leave them to have their little domestic.
Oh boy.
Cool. Mash, I think we're at the point where we're ready for the poll to be closed. Kath has said, yeah, mum is a female dog, and I agree.
Yeah.
And Kath is apparently thieving Nux.
I'm gonna steal Nux from Beast.
I think Mash might be ahead of you in the queue there. I'm just saying. But I do think that's the case. Cool, so the poll is closed. So I think I've sorted out my drum roll sound effect that you should be able to hear it this time. So I'm just going to double check, even though I'm 99% sure that I remember what the result was. And yes, it was what I remembered. Which is why I don't do the prediction, because I know the answer, and that would be cheating. So, are we ready to find out whether Twitch, Reddit, said that they were the butthole or not? Are we ready? Fingers crossed we'll get a drum roll. Let's find out. Oh, my stream deck's not working.
Oh.
Boo. Fine, I'll do it manually. Here we go.
I have no idea if that picked up.
There we go. You're the butthole.
Big butthole.
Big
butthole.
butthole.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Big butthole.
Does not deserve her son at all.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah. Oh God, I hope they didn't conceive a new one with the stepdad.
Well, we're going to go to Reddit now. I'm going to have a look at some of the replies, see if there's any updates, anything like that. Let's dive over and have a look and see what people have got to say.
Oh boy.
Here we go. So the first one, our most upvoted comment is, you're the butthole, so your son can decide who he wants to spend the holidays with as long as he chooses you. Get over yourself and start thinking of your son. You did nothing to make his holiday a good one last year. You let him be miserable and just defended your in-laws. Instead of supporting your son's choice, you throw a tantrum and threaten your ex. Some parent you're being, you're acting more like a kid than your own kid.
Facts.
Absolutely. And somebody else has added, and he's only ruined Christmas because he's not going to be there to be a free babysitter.
Exactly.
Which is what we said. He's ruining their case to relax and having to not worry about the kids. Hell, they'd probably told the film that he'll be there. Sorry, your grammar's too bad for me to read the rest of that. I don't care anymore. Right, what else have we got on here? Oh, sorry, everything's opened up. Let's close down replies to that one. There we go. So OP is being incredibly manipulative here. Sounds like we began letting him decide meant he can decide as long as he chooses us. As a child of divorce, I cannot imagine how hurtful it would have been for my parents to tell me I was ruining Christmas by not being with them. You're the butthole, OP, and you're very immature and selfish. Apologise to your son immediately and perhaps you can salvage the relationship. Absolutely.
Yes.
Another one here. Agreed. Hard, you're the butthole. Like you said, he spent Christmas with OP last year. It's only fair that he spend it with his dad this year. This is only compounded by the fact that Mason had a horrible experience with the OP's in-laws last year, and OP doesn't seem to care. Sounds more like OP is fine with his son having a miserable Christmas so that she can play picture-perfect family in front of the in-laws, while the son's dad is actually taking his son's preferences into consideration. OP, you are being selfish and manipulative. Also, your son is 16. He can choose which parent he lives with. If you go to court, you may end up losing custody of your kid and having to pay pay child support. It's very true. 16, courts will... Well, I can only talk about over in English law, but I know in England and Wales, courts will take the child's opinion into account, and the closer to 18 that child gets, the more sway their opinion has. And essentially, by the time they're 16, if they tell the court they want to go and live with the dad, the court's almost certainly not going to go against what the kid's wishes are.
Yeah, they have the same thing in Denmark, where it's like if once the kid reaches certain ages, and because there is a lot of back and forth with the court for well, depending on how the relationship is, of course, but let's say it is like not as bad as this one, but like there is tension. They will take into the consideration of like what the child actually wants to do.
Yeah. And that's how it should be, because by that age, they should be able to make decisions for themselves.
Yeah.
So we'll have a quick run through chat. We've got yes, you the butthole, huge anus, followed by Nux saying, yes, say it, Queen.
Clap.
Scuff says clap. Either he's clapping or he's got the clap, one of the two, not sure.
Clapping.
Kath says yes. Blue's here. Hi, Blue.
Hi, Blue.
Blue says, what's up, Dingle Dorks? How are we all doing this evening? We're all doing good. Mash says, I was able to decide if I wanted to be adopted at 12 in Scotland. Exactly. I couldn't comment on Scottish law because I don't know what the law's like up there. I could only comment on England and Wales because that's the only experience that I've got. So there we go. How do you feel after your first delve into Reddit and Weep?
Well,
are you all right?
I mean, I don't want to say that I'm typically an angry person, but there are some things that just sets me off just right off the bat.
Absolutely.
And this definitely did it.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, we'll move on to another story, which may or may not wind you up. We will see.
Only one way to find out.
Indeed. So the title of our next one is, Am I the Butthole If I Stop Buying Christmas Presents? No more context yet. That's all the context you get at the moment. It's hard, isn't it, when you don't have any context?
Yeah, because there could be so many reasons as to why they stop buying presents.
Yeah. But, I'm purposely mean and give you no context at the beginning because it's more fun that way.
I mean, for sure it's more fun that way because you never know. It could go either ways.
It really could.
Yeah.
So go on, put you on the spot. What's your gut tell you? Does your gut tell you yes or no?
I want to say no. They're not the butthole.
Cool. You might change your mind when we get context. You might not, but...
Yeah.
What have we got over here? Nux says, oh, this could be interesting. Mash says, my gran stopped gift giving... Oh, hang on, you all typing too quickly. My gran stopped gift giving once my cousin started giving her great grandkids at 13.
Fair enough. That's fair.
Okay. Many questions.
Nux
not enough time.
Nuxus even agree with me. Nux also think they won't be a butthole.
Absolutely. Blue says, I mean, depends. Is it for your 20-year-old nephew? In which case, no. Is it for who you thought was your son, but a DNA test proved otherwise? Who knows? This is Reddit, Blue. This could well be.
Also, very specific, Blue. Very specific scenario.
Is there something you'd like to talk about, Blue?
Do we need to have a chat, Blue? Do you want to share with the class?
We'll be available out in Hangouts for afterwards if you need to have a chat, Blue. Mash says basically only one generation was allowed to get support. Cool. And Blue's channeling Jeremy Kyle. And Kath says no.
Oh, I'm familiar with her. I'm familiar with him, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's part of Britain that I wish we'd never exported. Along with many other things, but Cool. So, let's have a see and get some more context in this one, shall we? Oh, I broke it again. There we go. It's a bit fussy, this, when I scroll, but there we go. So, I'm the youngest of 5 and have no kids of my own. But my 4 brothers and sisters all have many kids, 4, 2, 2 and 4. And those 12 nieces and nephews all have 8 kids of their own. We used to always buy presents for each other's kids, so I naturally started getting gifts for the kids. So far, sounds legit. You're right there, Franson.
That's a lot of kids.
It is a lot of kids. Yeah.
It's like, when do you breathe, woman? just like pop, popping out kids. Jesus Christ, man. Oh, sorry.
They need a new television. That's what it is. So a few years ago, I realised that practically no gifts were opened at all, but I didn't think much of it. The next year, it happened again, and I found out that my siblings got together and agreed that they would stop buying gifts for each other's kids because our family was growing. Only they didn't tell me, and the only thing they said was, you only just now realised it. You see, myself and my siblings, we don't buy gifts for each other's kids. But we had that discussion years ago, and that was just agreed between us that it's just easier not to. They get enough, and they don't.
It's kind of rude to just say like, oh, you just realized. It's like, how about telling your sibling that that's what you agreed to do?
Yeah.
Instead of not saying anything and them spending money for presents that, like, 2 years in a row didn't get opened.
Yeah, for however many 100 kids that maths all works out to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was a little upset they didn't include me, but I get it. I don't have any kids of my own, but I've always bought gifts and they know it. So the past couple of years has actually led to a few incidents of the kids crying because if I messed up with what they opened, then it was basically that was it for their Christmas at the family's get-together. They'll still get gifts at their parents' and grandparents' home, but at our family Christmas, that's all. So it feels like I'm carrying the Christmas now. The kids are not to blame for their parents' spending habits. I love them and have always been happy making them happy, but it now feels like an obligation and it's expected of me.
Not the butthole. They are not the butthole. Nope. I stand by my statement. They're not the butthole at all for stopping to buy the presents. Nope.
Yeah. Mm-mm. I can't think of any situation in which that makes the person the butthole.
Yeah.
I think this one's quite a very easy one.
Yeah. It's solely like I agree when they're saying it's not on the kids, it's on the parents. 100% agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What forgot in chat? Nux has done some maths and thinks it comes to 20 children. Might do. I've no idea. It sounds like my family on my dad's side, only we have more. Crikey. An amateur hour in Beast's family, apparently. Mash says, okay, but he has no kids and was left out of the convo. That's the issue. To me, is why have they had this conversation and decided that they're not gonna... Yeah. Also, what parent tells the kids not to open presents from relatives? Yeah, the practically no gifts were open. I think what they mean is that when they had this big family get-together, the only gifts that were opened were the ones from OP, was the way I understood. It was badly written, but that was my way of understanding it.
Yeah, a little bit of context seemed to be missing from it, or at least just like more details, so that you could get a better understanding of like what was like fully the problem in a more detailed explanation.
We may get more when we actually go to the actual Reddit post in a little bit, because I do always check to see whether the OP has given any updates or anything like that. So, Kath says duct tapes legs together and Sonora's birth control. Cool. If it works for you, Kath, then yeah, crack on. Nux says, do they mean fewer gifts, maybe? Are we having an argument now about less and fewer? Oh dear. Mark and Sutton says, is this based on my own experience? My brother and 7 kids and 8 grandchildren, I wanted to buy them, but it's getting too much. Absolutely. It does get too much. That's why myself and my siblings decided we weren't going to buy for each other's kids, because it's just too much. Especially when I've only got one and I've got to buy for multiples of other people's kids.
Yeah. And plus, depending on like the age of these kids, like if we're talking like babies or like younger kids toys are hecking expensive.
Absolutely.
It's crazy.
Yeah. so much money for a tiny bit of plastic that might get looked at once before it's discarded and never looked at again.
Yeah, and it's like I remember this one time where like I have like 2 nieces and 2 nephews, and I remember for with one of the birthdays for my one of the nieces, they got this like microphone that you could like worked like a microphone, surprise. But it broke the same day they got it.
Yep.
So it's like I can only imagine how much that actually was.
Yeah. No, toys are a ridiculous price.
Yeah.
Nux says, yeah, they're not the butthole. I agree completely. Mash says the family suck for not communicating and leaving it on him. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Artu says, so everyone else stopped and didn't tell her. She keeps buying prezzies and now everyone expects her to keep buying. Yes, that's exactly what I understand to be happening in this, Artu.
Yeah.
Blue says, sounds like the OP siblings need to get a hobby that isn't the mattress mamba and have some grown-up conversations about responsibility.
Yep.
The mattress mamba. I love it. Oh, we don't have quotes on this channel, do we? If we did, I'd want that mattress mamba as a quote. In fact, I might get it as a tattoo. Anyway, they didn't have a sit-down to do gifts. Blue says, yeah, sounds like the OP was only trying to have their presents opened. Mash says, even if you just throw them a tenner, it's like 200 quid. Absolutely. It adds up.
Yep.
Nux says, it used to be that kids' toys were cheaper. Now they're some of the most expensive out there. Absolutely.
Yep. Absolutely.
Blue says, just do what my sister and I have done and ensure your family line ends with you. Means that the Switch 2 you buy is for yourself and not a kid that's going to break it. Winner, chicken dinner. Why not? If it works for you, if it works for you and you're happy not having kids, then don't have kids. Nobody should feel they have to procreate. No, that whole, carry on your family lineage and bullshit. No, if you don't want to have kids, don't have kids.
Also, that being said, some people who have gotten kids should never have got those kids in the first place.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I'm sure there should be some like basic humanity test you have to do before you can have kids. But, and then the kid QQs, wow, you didn't get me the California Barbie, you got me the Malibu Barbie and didn't appreciate the fact that they got anything at all. It's true, and depending how old the kid is, sometimes, yeah, all right, they're too young to understand the concept of money and the concept of gifts, but at some point they get to an age where they've got to start understanding that, and so yeah, that will depend on the age of the kid for me, true, with that one. There is a quote function, so it's all right. Mashi has added the Mattress Mamba quote, so I'm happy now. Kids and pets. Do we get... What's that all about, Mash? Kids and pets, that's all you've put. No idea.
Yeah, me neither.
Nope. Context, please, Mash. Licenses.
License,
Right.
yeah. Okay,
right.
yeah.
Marcus Sutton says, my nephew got a box of condoms for his last present. That's fair.
Useful? It's a practical gift. It can be used. And you know, A+ for saying, hey, you know, I know you're about to go, you know, do the deeds out there, so let's practice how to do it safely.
Absolutely.
I'm all for that.
Yep. Scuff says that's what she puts in her pies. Kids and animals, apparently.
Oh, God.
They're expensive and break stuff. Absolutely. Some people shouldn't have either. Absolutely. Or need a test first. Yep.
Yeah.
Kath says, better to regret not having kids than regret having them. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm very lucky that I don't regret for a moment mine. But yeah, I can understand that mistake might upset some people. 5 kids and he's only 27. What? I don't
Wait,
know.
how did the nephew who got the condoms for Christmas?
Oh, is that the nephew? Oh, okay.
That's how I'm understanding
I
it.
hadn't
Do
linked
tell me
those
if
two
I'm wrong,
together.
Mark. Wait, how did he... Wait, hold on. When did he get the first one? Wait, if he's... If he's 27 and has 5...
Apparently, yes, you are correct there.
Okay. Wait, did he? Oh, I mean, it depends on how old the 5 kids actually are. That way,
Certainly does.
you would be able to tell when he got the first one.
Ooh.
True, he could have 5 in a year. Yeah. You're assuming. I am no in this situation, Scarf. I am not assuming it's one woman. Oldest is 8. Okay, so that means, oh, fiddlesticks. It's math. Oh, let's see.
27 minus 8 is 19, if that's what you're trying to work out.
Okay. Okay, so I wasn't far off because I was thinking, okay, maybe he got the first one at 18. So I wasn't far off.
No. Cool.
Okay.
Anyway, so I think it's about time that we just give everybody a few more seconds if they're wanting to do any more. Does that thing at the bottom say that 1,002% of people have voted yes? No, it's not a percent sign, it's an X. No, that's all right. I was a bit confused by the by the confusing maths there.
Yeah, math. It's math.
Yeah. Yeah.
Doesn't make sense. It's stupid.
Cool. But yes, if you could stop the poll for us, please, Mash, that would be wonderful. Ooh, it says locked. Wonderful. So, yeah, I just read the X as a percent blue and it confused me. So, let's have a look and double check the... There we go. I now know what's going on. I'm going to have to do it manually again because I still don't think this is working, but we'll try it. Is this going to work? Nope, my Stream Deck definitely doesn't want to work today, so let's do it manually.
Yep.
There we go.
Called it.
Yep, you did. Not the butthole. So, not the butthole. Who's going to win? Nook says, not the butthole!
It would have been so weird if people were saying that this person was a butthole for stopping to buy presents.
Absolutely.
That would have been so weird.
There might be some. We'll have a look. Let's have a nosy now and see what the responses have been. Not the butthole. Quick message into the family group chat. Hi everyone. Following your decision not to purchase gifts for everyone, I'll be following suit. Please let your children know there won't be any gifts coming this year. Looking forward to celebrating family with you all. Awesome. What a great way of responding to that in a very adult and mature way that's not going to hopefully cause any family grief and arguments and things.
I mean, someone is bound to get butthurt over it anyway.
Yeah. Inevitably.
Yeah.
Not the butthole, but those parents are for not teaching gift opening etiquette. Everything open should be met with happiness and thankfulness, even if it's not what they wanted.
Mm-hmm.
I agree, but it depends how old they are.
Yeah.
Do you know, if they're 2...
Yeah.
And they say, I don't like it. Well, cool. They're 2.
Yeah.
But if you're upset because the 2-year-old doesn't like your present, maybe grow up.
Yeah.
The thing that stopped me in my tracks was that they didn't tell you. Also, I'm the youngest of 5, and I feel like I'm kind of the last to know anything. It's really annoying. Yep, definitely with you there. Not the butthole. If they're getting gifts at other houses, you don't need to carry Christmas. That said, if the family is that large, why not do a gift exchange where everyone draws a name? That way each person buys and receives one gift. In my family, we made it into a huge game where gifts could be stolen after they were opened. It was always the highlight of the night. For the smaller kids, we played the Saran Wrap Ball game, whatever that is, and numerous others. There could be craft projects. No, I don't care about your Christmas. This is just an excuse to tell me what you do at Christmas. I don't care. Sorry.
But it does sound like a good idea to do like the draw, and it's like the name you draw is the one person you buy a present for. Let's say like there's like 50 people in your family.
Absolutely.
It's gonna break your bank if you try to buy presents for all 50 people.
Yeah, like you do at work when you've got that secret Santa thing or something like that. You can do it in your family. We don't buy gifts for each other, but we play a silly game at Christmas where essentially everybody ends up with the gift at the end of it, but you're only allowed to spend up to £5. So you've got to try and find something that you think will suit anybody in the family for under £5, which is always quite a challenge. So what have we got here in... we've got Not the Anus from Blue. I'm sure some people in the comments will be saying that. Absolutely. B says, you don't have your own kids. You should get some for ours. Incoming in the family chat. Yep.
Yep.
Nook says, so they mean pass the parcel? I don't know. I have no idea what the Saran Wrap ball game is. Saran Wrap's cling film, isn't it? I think that's what we call cling film. I don't know what you call it. The clear plastic stuff you wrap food in.
Cling film.
You'd call it cling film as well, yeah?
Yeah.
I think that's what Saran Wrap is, but...
Yeah, I think so too. From what I remember from watching American TV.
Yeah, that's my only knowledge of it as well. B says, always socks. I do like the fact that when Christmas comes, you normally get a few new pairs of socks. Because you've normally worn through a few by Christmas, so you can never go wrong with buying me socks. It's always a good one. And people agreeing that, yeah, it is cling film. Cool. So, I think we'll do one more before we have our break.
Yep.
And let's see what we think about this next one. Will this make Frantzen mad? Probably.
I mean, this one didn't make me mad. It just made me upset, mostly.
Yeah, this next one might make you more mad. So, am I the butthole for calling my wife unreasonable for backing out of spending Christmas with my family after my mother rejected her cookie sample? Those cocks are going round so fast that Franson's going to have smoke coming out of her ears shortly.
I mean, as someone who also used to bake around Christmas, it's like I didn't always get like the perfect cookie. So like, I would also say like, when people were saying to me, it's like, oh, it's kind of dry. It's not fully baked and stuff like that. I wouldn't take it as like a negative thing. I would take it as constant, like as good critique. Thank you.
It's all right. You're welcome.
to like, okay, I have to be more aware of this the next time I decide to bake. But straight out saying, I don't want to spend Christmas with your family because your mother rejected a cookie sample. That's why it's called a sample.
So let's have a look at what chat have to say. Then I'm going to ask you for your initial yes or no, so I'll give you a little while to think about that.
Okay.
Tui says it's not to be confused with a sarong wrap. Absolutely. Don't wrap your sandwiches in a sarong. Nook says foreshadowing. Mash says rejected a cookie. Does that say coochie? Oh, I'm just going to move on. Nook says that's a mouthful of info, pun intended. Scuff says a lot to unpack there. Absolutely, there is a lot there. That's quite a title. Mash says, yeah, but you just don't eat them if they're brought. Yep. Nook says, I'd want to know what this cookie rejection was. How far did it go? Blue says, constructive feedback, though it depends how it was said here. Yep.
Fair point, yeah.
B says, really depends on the cookie and how the message was delivered. And Mash was typing so fast, she hit it twice. So I think she meant to type cookie and not coochie.
I think so, yeah.
But,
You never know with Mash.
Yeah, I'm sure Mash would appreciate a sample of either. You're right there, Franson. Sorry.
At least I didn't take a drink before that was being said.
I spotted the drink was heading towards you, and I said it before you took your drink. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so let's have a look through. I'm not reading that out, Blue, but thank you. Let's have a look.
Oh
through
dear.
This. So, context. For every holiday, my mother would ask the women in my family, my sisters, sister-in-law, my wife, my female cousins, to send samples of the desserts they were bringing to the celebration for testing to see if those desserts could make it to the food menu. My wife has been complaining about my mother deliberately rejecting every dessert sample she sent. So many times my mother has told her that she's being honest and keeping the guest's best interests at heart. Yet my wife still thought that my mother is deliberately excluding her since 2 of her dessert samples were rejected before. Any thoughts?
Honestly, I would rather be told by one person being honest and saying, this is not great because of ABC, instead of it being served to like 20 other people, them taking a bite, spitting it out, and them not just touching it, not anymore.
Oh, we took that in so different directions because I read that and I'm like, you've got to pass a test to be able to be served on the Christmas table. Who the hell do you think you are?
Okay, fair enough. That's also strange. That's also strange. I will give you that, but that's not where my head was going initially.
Yeah, that's where I went when I read that.
But yeah, it's weird that there is like an actual food menu.
And you've got to send samples in to be able to get on the menu.
Yeah.
That's just odd.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Anyway,
we'll have a quick look at what chat says. Mash says sexist already. Absolutely. Why can't the men bake? What's the problem with that? Nook says, oh, we have a diva mother-in-law. Mash hates the mother-in-law already. Blue says, the matriarch. Scuff says, menu? Is it a restaurant? To which Mash
apparently.
Says, why is there a menu? Bizzle says, evening nerds. Evening,
Hey,
Bizzle.
Bizzle.
Artru says, ooh, I'm a celebrity Great American Family-style bake-off in the Big Brother house. What?
No, with the whole, like, food menu, and you have to give in samples and stuff like that. It's like...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What if you burn it on the day? I think you get taken outside and whipped. Beast says, sounds like a 500 guest dinner. R2 says, mafia family. Kath says, who has a food menu at Xmas?
Mm-hmm.
Blue says, starting to feel like the mother is the butthole here rather than the OP. And R2 says, see, the Dane gets it. All right. I never said I was clever. I'm just pretty. But the OP said his missus overreacted, so then, yeah, he's an asshole. Well, we haven't got there yet. Let's see. I've already read it, but let's see. Let's move on. For this year's Christmas, my mother is doing the same thing, but this time she told every woman who is participating to make a cookie sample and send it to her for testing. My wife took it as a challenge, and to be honest, she worked really hard to make a good sample and sent it to my mother days ago, and the results just came in yesterday. Is it bloody Eurovision, or is it Christmas?
Yeah, I don't know at this point. It sounds like it's like too much. I feel like at this point, the mother-in-law is like she's aiming for perfection.
Yeah.
And that's why even though she is, honesty is a good thing depending on how it's delivered to the person.
Yeah.
It does feel like just like it has to be so specific.
Yeah.
That it's almost impossible to get it right.
So I came home from work and found my wife upset. I asked what's wrong, and she told me that my mother rejected the sample she sent and decided to exclude her baking from the food/menu for Christmas this year. I didn't know what to say, but she then told me she was backing out of the invitation to attend Christmas with my family. I was stunned when I heard her make this statement. I tried to talk to her, but she said it was done. I called her unreasonable to decide to bail on the whole family over some cookie sample. That's just freaking crazy and quite unreasonable. We had a full-on argument about it, and she stated that my mother calls this, but I told her that my mother is pretty serious and careful about the food she offers to the guests, since we're going to have relatives coming from all sides of the country. She told me to stop mentioning it. Later, I heard her cry despite telling her that her baking is amazing and people have preferences, that's all. Am I the butthole for insisting that her decision was unreasonable? I'll give you the rest of the information before...
Okay.
Because then you can have time to not be maybe as angry or maybe more angry. Who knows? Info. If you're asking whose cookie sample made it to the menu, the answer is my sister and my 2 cousins. Few info things to put up here. 1, my wife wasn't the only sample who was rejected. We have sister-in-laws, brother's wife, and my younger sisters. 2, my mother didn't force anyone to participate. It was up to whoever wanted to take part. And 3, this is just about the dessert, since my mother tends to be very careful in this category. But for other types of food, dishes, appetizers, salads, stuff like that, is welcome, as she stated. And we've got an update. Great. So I just got off the phone with my brother, and he told me that his wife is doing the same thing as my wife, and that she has decided to back out of the invitation to spend Christmas with family as well. Turns out my wife must have told her about the decision and decided to follow her lead. My brother is pissed, saying my wife is encouraging his wife to do this. I see that the problem has just gotten bigger now. Who knows, my younger sister might join in and decide not to go as well. I don't know how this got out of control so quickly. I guess we'll try and have a discussion with my mother about this soon and see how it goes. How are you feeling, Frantzen? You are looking like you want to go and punch somebody, I'm not going to lie.
Okay, I mean, there's so many things in this, because first of all, he is explaining this is by choice. They can participate in making the desserts and stuff, so they're not like forced to do it. So, but it's, oh, there's so many things to this. It's like, I don't know where to start in this, because there's just so many levels to this. The food menu being one thing, that's like the whole thing. But, I mean, sure, like, a brother's wife dessert also got rejected, and cousins as well, but it doesn't. Why do they have to be rejected in the first place?
Yeah.
If it's by choice.
Because why, if they are sending in these samples, they obviously care enough about this family that they want to share some of themselves with the family. Because otherwise she wouldn't enter in the first place. So repeatedly saying no and turning down the food from, even if it's terrible, just say yes and let her bring it. And if nobody eats it, nobody eats it. But at least she's not felt ostracised by this woman going off on one. And OP needs his head rattling, because if your wife's in there crying and she's upset because your mum thinks she's not good enough, you need to get in there and you need to go and talk to your wife, and you need to look after your wife and tell her how much you love her, and you need to give your mother a bloody good telling to. And I'm getting angry now. I'll stop.
See? And the worst thing the husband can actually do in this situation is calling his wife unreasonable, when he knows, when he can see her reaction, that this is hurting her. This is getting to her. Because she wants to do well, and it keeps getting rejected. So it's gotten to the point where it's overwhelming for her.
Yeah.
And he just says like, "Oh, you're being unreasonable." It's like, really, really?
Yeah. It's like holding a match to a candle, isn't it? It's just gonna light. If you tell me I'm being unreasonable, I'm just gonna get angry. All feelings are angry. No, not all feelings are angry. That's my feelings at the moment. All feelings are valid, regardless of how you feel about somebody else. If they're having that feeling is valid for them.
Yeah. And then the brother comes in and says like, "Oh, your wife encouraged my wife to back out." It's like, dude, have you talked to your own wife?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah. That's a good time to go back to the comments, because they picked up on that as well quite well. Where were we up to? Here we are. Blue says, clears throat, day 22 in the big boiler house. All right. Mashy says, bake off. Nook says, the results. Nah, divorce, babe. Divorce. Divorce.
Yeah.
Blue-haired cyborg says, and the DNA results show that you are the butthole. Mash says, can her family come to the event? True says, maybe she should start her own family festive dinner bake-off with blackjack and hookers. I'd go. Of course, yeah. So
Why not?
Is it Christmas at yours or True then this year, yeah? Nook says, question, what context is the question? Did the title say, is my wife a butthole? And then you say, am I a butthole? Let me scroll up to the top and remind us of the actual context. If I will leave the actual question on screen. There we go. So the actual question was, am I the butthole for calling my wife unreasonable for backing out of spending Christmas with my family after my mother rejected her cookie sample? Absolutely.
Yes.
100%. You are a bad husband.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're a bad husband. End of. Nook says, women unite. Mash says, yes, girlies. Nook says, I hope that's a quiet Christmas for dear sweet mummy. Atu says, sapphic Christmas without the mother-in-law. Blue says, oh no, the women in the family have realised their autonomy. Whatever will the men do to please mummy?
Oh.
Yeah. B says, to be fair, this doesn't sound like a fun family gathering. The brothers are just not used to anything done differently. I think I agree there.
Yeah.
Mash says, and it's only the desserts she polices. Yeah, I don't
Apparently.
believe that for a minute.
Yeah, no. I think the husband is trying to like smooth things out so it doesn't sound as bad as it probably is.
Yeah. Kath says, in one, I think the wife is a little childish and extreme in her reaction, but I think it's weird to take desserts so seriously. You see, he's allowed to think that she's being childish and extreme in her reaction, but I don't feel he's allowed to call her unreasonable for it. He's entitled to his opinion, but he's also got to think about her feelings. Mark says it's setting someone up not to fail, as not everyone's going to be accepted. Absolutely. Mash says, why is mother-in-law making this competition in the first place? Power.
Yeah.
Power trip. Nook says, Jay, this will make Frantzen angry. Also, Jay. Rah!
It's contagious.
Yeah. B said he's going to calm her down by saying, calm down.
Most likely. I can just see it in my head. It's like, yeah, him walking into his wife when she's just crying. Just like, all right, sweetie, calm down for a second and let me explain. It's like, that's just going to set her off, even more.
Oh, you're being a patronizing husband today, are you? I understand. But also, it's a dang cookie. Why get upset over someone not liking it? Yes, the husband should have comforted his wife and offered to question the mother about it and be on her side. Absolutely. Yeah. Blue says, from this as well, is this reaction of OP's wife also a build-up of other microaggressions in the past? If this is how Christmas is done, what about Easter, birthday, New Year? I get that sort of vibe as well, Blue. It doesn't feel like this is a one and only thing. Nook says, sounds like the boys are enjoying tasty food on the menu and the wives are causing issues for their great Christmas of sitting on their butts eating. Yep. Kath says, I feel like it's a lot of little drops that's flowing over. Yep, we're all agreeing that. Yes, you could close the poll now, Mash. What have we got? It's probably the 1000th time she's tried to please her mother-in-law. Absolutely. She's trying to take her place in the family. Yep. Someone give Mash some coffee so she can spell properly again. We don't mind. We can figure it out. It's fine.
Yeah. We speak gibberish.
Yeah. When you've been in TYG a while, you learn to speak Mash quite naturally. Once you've learned to speak Nooks, then you know you're onto a winner. Sorry, Nooks. Okay. So let me double check whether he is the butthole or not. Okay, I have checked. I now know the answer. So, are we ready for the results of Am I the Butthole? Yes or no? Let's find out.
You are the butthole.
You are the butthole. Wah, wah, wah.
Surprise, surprise.
No surprise there at all. You're the butthole. You are the butthole. Let's see what people had to say. Ooh. So the first thing is a comment by a moderator saying locked due to excessive uncivil comments.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So here we go. So, correct me if I'm wrong, but for years and years, your mother has demanded that all the women, why not men too, in your family sending samples. For years and years, your wife has tried her hardest to appease your mother, has pushed herself to the limit and has been left completely and utterly demoralised each and every time by a humiliating tradition enforced by the holiday tyrant. And even worse, her shame was publicly put on display each and every year, as other families members would no doubt notice that once again her food was not chosen. Finally, after producing something she was unbelievably proud of, she was once again left embarrassed and more likely deeply hurt, as she was deemed not good enough for yet another year. This is the straw that broke the camel's back, and she decides she has had enough of her humiliation and that she will not give her cruel mother-in-law the satisfaction of seeing her discomfort on such a big day. She makes a boundary that many would have made a long time prior, and her husband tells her she's unreasonable for setting up boundaries. Dude, come on, you know you're the butthole. Perfectly put.
Yep. That's
Love
A+.
that. Yep.
A+.
Yeah, absolutely. To which most of the replies to that are like, yeah, I can't word it any better than that. But I am going to have a quick check and see if this user has made any more than one post. What have we got here? So there is a reply here. Let's see if I can get it to open. So we've got, okay, I'll defend my wife and tell my mother that she's... I've got to read the previous things to this first. So you're the butthole. Why haven't you defended your wife's baking to your mum? You're choosing your mother over your own wife. Step up and tell your mum that you don't appreciate the constant insulting of your wife. You accept that if she doesn't feel comfortable going to Christmas at her house, she has every right not to, and you should be supporting her decision. To which the OP replied, okay, I'll defend my wife and tell my mother she's being a bit harsh on her and unfair towards her baking skills, but that's it. I can't really force my mother to include my wife's baking in the menu. I just don't get to make this call. Do you know what I'm saying? Grow a spine, you useless waste of oxygen. Sorry.
Just the first sentence where the OP types in, okay, I'll defend my wife.
Yeah.
And that... What do you mean?
But he'll only defend his wife because somebody on Reddit told him he had to. Not that he felt from a natural sense of love and affection that he had to actually show his wife some bloody respect. Ooh.
And it's exactly like B says, it's not about the freaking cookies. It's not that.
No, it's not.
Oh my god, this guy is cheese and sprinkles.
The hardest thing about Reddit and Weep is not swearing. It really is the hardest bit of this show.
That's why I have chosen two very specific words for when I need to swear. I go for fiddlesticks and cheese and sprinkles. Yep.
So Nux is saying you're the butthole. Surprise, surprise. Blue's saying good start. Mash says amazing. Clicks fingers. Yes, Queen. I'm assuming that's to the one that was really, really well put. Blue says yes, King, Queen, and a non-binary being. Beast says he doesn't realise it's not about the cookies. Yep, that's what we've just discussed. Blue says this is just Jay's weekly rage room. I'm not going to say it's not.
At this point, it might be.
Archie says, I hope this guy doesn't breed. Yep, me and you both. Nux says, no one is saying make her cookies there. No one is saying make her cookies part of the menu. Just defend her feelings. Yet again, someone else's fault. Absolutely. Mash says, such a mama's boy. Blue says, this man's a dingleberry. I disagree, Blue. I think a dingleberry has more core values. Nux says, golden boy syndrome. I dated one of them. Not Beast. Lol. Kath says, like it's a chore. If it was Monkey, he would have asked his mum to go F herself. What? Monkey? I don't understand. Pommy!
Hi, Pommy. I think Monkey is Monkey from the Discord.
Oh, okay. Ah, right, sorry. That all now makes... Alright, don't need to shout at once, I get it. Jeez.
Hi, Pommy.
Do you know what? I'm really glad that we decided to place that one just before we went for a break. Because I don't know about you, but I definitely feel I need a couple of minutes after that one to grab
just
a
like
drink
a
and just go, whoo,
yeah, take a
before
breather.
I start the next one on a rage. So, thank you everybody for darn it, Jay, says everyone in unison. Yeah, I know. Thank you everyone for joining us for part 1 of Reddit and Weep. We will be back in a little bit. I've just got to find where the actual... because my Stream Deck's decided it's not wanting to work today. So one of these is the TYG Be Right Back with the clips. And hopefully it's this one. So we will see you all in a little bit. See you in a minute.
See you in a minute.
I got to the end of the game first. Blue wins! Blue wins, everybody! Blue wins! It wasn't a Musashi win this time, it was a blue win!
That's some...
I would like to thank Nido King.
Gonna go heal my Pokemon.
Oh my god! He can open a door!
I know!
Scruff is useful. Kinda.
It's fine. This over here is very clean. Let's change that. On the telly. We'll do what Riku does. Mom! Mom! Mom!
We made it!
Well, you're here.
JaeGees, everyone!
Woo!
You gotta bring me encrypted back. Right, then we'll go for a comfort break.
What
everyone.
about me?
Oh, I
I'm
didn't know
dead
Jay was
too.
Poor
dead.
Jay.
I didn't know Jay was dead.
Yeah.
Oh,
When did you die, Precious?
I died ages ago.
This entire stream, it's
But
great.
remember, I fell off the mountain!
Right, is everyone there?
I need
So we've done very well. Jackie! How you doing, Jackie?
Have
Thank
you
you
seen a
very
low?
much. Hmm? Have you seen a low?
Racist.
It's the Iron Maiden! It's the Iron Maiden, everybody! No, you guys can follow our Iron Maiden. Oh, got me! Another maximum fun time chamber. The Forge just absolutely.
I did it! I did it! I actually managed to get over! Well done me! Yay! I think I'm a bit trigger happy if I'm honest. I seem to be pressing buttons that I shouldn't. Hello? Oh yeah, that's hot. Guys, the sun is hot! Hello? Yeah, sun is hot. Sun is hot. Sun is hot. Give me.
I'm not looking at my skirt, Mash, it's just how the camera went.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll believe you.
Job. There we go. Alright. Come on, Mash. Oh, I'm down. I'm down. Oh no! 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 No!
Oh, you did
No!
We had the same happen to us. Oh no. Hi. R.I.P.
Now, that looks jumpable. Never mind! Never mind! Tread carefully. Yes, fine. Look, I thought I could jump it, okay? Yes! I'm a genius! I'm a goddamn genius, I tell you!
Keep using Dream Eater. I'm cool with that. Don't use a super potion. That is so cheating. I haven't used potions all the way through this Elite Four. Have you know? Stop that! Ah! Critical. Did you just hit me through the wall? You cheeky bottom. I can show you all cat cam. If you want some cat cam on screen. Let's see if we can get a face full of sparkle. I can do this. There's a little webcam. Here we go. There we go. I got a sparkle cam today. Yeah? You say hi? Oh, say hi to everyone. Well, you don't want to be on camera, Sparkle? Look, it's you. Hello, say hi. There we go. We got a Sparkle. Yeah, you want to leave now? You're on camera. She doesn't like it. Oh well, look who's come to join the party. Mr. Riku in his box. I don't like this dark. I can't see nothing. Scruff can be getting up to all sorts of business and it's all your fault. Stop pole dancing and get back to work.
I'm cleaning the floor. People are leaving like coconut husks and banana peels.
Sure. Right, okay, here we go. I'm gonna go.
Oh, I'm doing fresh produce. That's very low.
Good job, everyone.
Good job. I knew you
What
could do
will
it.
you
Orb! The orb!
Can you eat it?
No, I can drop it
No.
or throw it.
There's a rope.
Oh. Rope, rope.
Get on the
Guys,
rope.
On the rope. 3, 2, 1.
No!
We made it?
Yes.
We made it!
Well, someone made it. Hey, Mash made it.
Yay!
Yay, here we go.
Woo.
We
Congrats.
survived.
We all look so good.
We peaked.
Hello, welcome back to Reddit and Weep. My name is Jay from JaeGee Plays, and I'm joined by the beautiful...
OfficialFrantzen. Oh. Although between the two of us, you might be the one who's more beautiful.
That's a lie. It's a lie. I won't hear such lies.
It's not a lie, it's just a fact.
Anyway, when we finish flirting, let's get on and give a quick recap as to what Reddit and Weep is all about. We go through silly Reddit stories, we find out what's been going on today. We're themed about Christmas. Festive Feuds is what I've called the episode. We're going to be looking and seeing which one of us agrees with Reddit, which one of us disagrees with Reddit. Do we agree with the OP? Do we hate the OP? Do we think the OP is a terrible husband who should never be allowed near humanity ever again? Or is everything good? Hello to everybody in chat. Hello to Scruff, who is apparently in charge of the sword. Beast has gone to lurk, which is cool. Meggie says we're both beautiful. And Blue says that he thinks I have the pretty princess hair by now. I thought Nooks had pretty princess hair. I think you're going to end up falling out. Also, a huge thanks there to Beast for the Prime sub, for your 7 months of Prime subs. Amazing. And Atru says, yeah, but Frantzen has boobs, so everyone wins. Cool. If there's ever a tone and we need it lowering, we can always ask a true. Oh.
I was not expecting for Blue, don't you dare. Don't you dare bring that up. Scruff is still haunting me after I said that.
Okay, I might need some context for that, but maybe that's a Hangouts conversation.
No, I don't mind taking this on, although it might come back to bite me in the butt afterwards if we do it on stream, but it's fine. I have already put myself out there.
Go on, then.
In my defense, the clip makes it take it out of context completely. We were on one of my streams, we were having a conversation. I think we were talking about books and smutty books and all that. And I said straight out, sometimes you just want a big boy. And it was clipped, and because I thought it was funny, I sent that off to Scruff, who does the clip show for TYG.
Yeah.
Also, if you haven't checked out TYG, we are on YouTube. Go check us out. It's so... And I can't remember when it happened, but at some point I was in the hangout with Scruff and Mash and stuff like, and other people, and Scruff played a sound on the soundboard for TYG, and it had my voice saying, "Sometimes you just want a big boy," and it's still there, and it still haunts me. But in my defense, I am not wrong. I know I'm not wrong.
That's cool. Also, I've just got to say, we've got a hype train! Woo! And I found my train whistle! There we go. Sorry, I get very excited when we get hype trains. So yes, I do like hype trains. It's always fun. Anyway, let's have a quick roll back and see what people have said there. Meggie says, what about her hair? I haven't seen your hair, Meggie. I don't know what it looks like, so I can't compare. So, no idea there. R2 says contextual beef. Meggie says she has too much boobs. Blue says, Frantzen, you should remember anything and everything you say can and will be used against you forever.
I know.
B said, oh, the clip takes it out of context, so it's Scruff's fault again.
Yes!
Absolutely.
It
Blue
is.
says, time for another Scruff press conference, to which Beast agrees. Atu says, big boy. Meggie says, that's quite mild compared to some of the things on that soundboard, which is true.
That is true. That is true.
Blue says, high P train. Okay. And Meggie said, could have been a meat tunnel situation. Okay. And Blue says that Pommy's hair is simply glorious, darling. So, shall we carry on with a little bit more Reddit?
Yes.
Cool. So let's move on to our next one. So the title of our next one is, Am I the Butthole for Ruining Christmas? That's all you're getting so far?
Again, with the whole ruining Christmas, it's like, is it actually ruined though?
It is such a loaded statement, isn't it?
It is.
Atu says, nope, next one. That's not the point of the show, Atu. Nook says, very vague, yep. Blue says, so Mash is instantly clicking no on this one. And to which Beast says, yes, next one. Look, play along. We're not just going yes, no, and next one. That's not how it works. You are terrible people. Yes, we do need context for this. We can't.
Yeah, we do.
We can't come up with anything for this. You can't even get a gut feeling from that, can you?
No, not at all. I'm confused.
Yeah. So let's have a look into a bit more detail. So my wife's family has been texting about Christmas gifts for months now. We have decent paying jobs. However, after being denied a bank loan on a car we looked at, we decided to start saving for a new car. We have a 2002 Camry that's falling apart, and we have a 1-year-old that we take care of and plan for. Does that mean they've got a 1-year-old kid or a 1-year-old car? I'm not sure.
A 1-year-old kid.
Because I wouldn't describe my child as something I take care of and plan for. But anyway.
Weird wording.
Yeah. So it started out that we were already expected to get everyone a Christmas gift, even though we never really agreed to that. We are already making a 6-hour drive to see the family, but we are obliged to giving gifts because we don't mind doing that. Oh, sorry, but we obliged to giving gifts because we don't mind doing that. Fair enough. Then they raised the price range expected for gifts. Expected price? Anyway, to $20 a person. There's 10 other people in the family, so automatically we would be spending $200 just for gifts for my wife's family. Again, expensive for us, but we just kept quiet. Today, they texted my wife saying that it wasn't fair that a few of the single people in the family are buying gifts for everyone, but only receiving one gift back from couples, and that each person, my wife and I separately, would need to get gifts for everyone. So now that budget is doubled to $400. Just for gifts for 10 people, 5 of them being adults with good paying jobs. So that's nearly an entire week's paycheck for me. Are you wanting to say something, Frantzen? You're pulling that I want to say something face.
Oh, people can be greedy. Some people can be so greedy.
Yep.
Oh. And just like the whole is like, oh, only receiving one gift back from couples.
Yep.
You should be happy you're even getting a present.
Yep.
Hello.
And where's this obligation come from? Where you have to spend $20 on each person. What's that all about?
Yeah.
If I get you a gift, it is because I've chosen to get it you, and it is however much I've chosen to spend on you, not because you expect a gift of a certain value.
Yeah. Like I keep having like the whole is like, I mean, sure, more expensive gifts are sometimes difficult to get, but in my family we also have this. It's like you can put whatever you want on your wish list, just don't expect to get it, but you're allowed to put whatever you want.
Yeah.
And we also go by, it's like, it doesn't matter if it was something that was on sale at the time when you were getting it or something you found at a cheaper price somewhere else. It's the thought that counts.
Yeah.
But this just goes to show that some people don't care about the thought behind the present. They only care about, oh, what do I get from it?
Yeah. Admittedly, I really enjoy giving gifts. So that's, to me, that's a big part of the fun is giving a gift. And I get that some people don't get the thrill from giving as much as they do from receiving. When we're talking about gifts, people. So if I was to take that element out of it, I just don't care enough to care if somebody doesn't get me a present. I'm not bothered. It's lovely if people do, but if they don't, they don't. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
Why fall out and have an argument over it? And expecting somebody to spend a week's wages is just ridiculous.
Yeah. And having a 1-year-old is not cheap.
Absolutely not, no.
Yeah.
So he goes on to say, we still have my immediate family to buy gifts for, although they're content with inexpensive gifts, so it's not a huge hit to our wallet. But when you include travel costs for us for both families, it begins to add up. So yeah, you might want to buy your mum and dad. You might want to buy your sisters. But stretching that out to their kids and their partners and everything, it can get a lot.
Yeah.
Which is, again, why myself and my siblings and my parents, to be honest, my side of the family, we just don't bother. My husband's side of the family still do, so we still get them gifts, but it's like this year his dad wants a magnifying glass and his mum wants a cardigan. Do you know what I mean? It's nothing ridiculous. But anyway, when my wife responded to her family about $400 for gifts being unreasonable, they attacked her, saying things like, Sir Killingsworth family always gets super nice gifts and we never get anything, and said they just want to take our family out of the gift exchange if we weren't willing to be fair. It's not about being fair. That's not what gift giving is about.
No.
If you're wanting it to be fair, you don't understand the concept of gift giving. Because you're not giving if you're expecting something back. That's an exchange.
Yeah.
Are you wanting to have a bit of a rant for a minute, Frantzen? You're welcome.
It's just... Oh! it's... first they go on saying it's like although they are content with inexpensive gifts, and then it circles back to, oh, it has to be fair.
So I think what he was saying is, when he buys for his family, they don't mind if they just get them something cheap. But for his wife's family, they want it all to be fair. And so I think he was trying to do a comparison between the two families.
Okay, then I misunderstood that part. Okay.
That was how I understood that bit anyway. Where are we? So this is coming from a sister who's barely able to pay off the interest she recklessly racked up on her credit cards about 3 to 4 years ago, who coincidentally just bought a Louis Vuitton name brand purse, and her jobless mother who just asked to borrow money from her fixed income parents, her wife's grandparents, so that she could go to the casino, and also just spent $200 on eyelash extensions. I told my wife I'm paper thin away from skipping our family and just doing my family's for the entirety of time off, so are we the buttholes? What do you think?
Everyone else but OP is a butthole.
To be fair, it sounds like his wife tried to tell her family that wasn't on, and his wife just got a load of abuse. So I would also class his wife as not being the butthole as well.
OP and the wife are definitely not the butthole in this situation. Everyone else is.
So what have we got here? Beast says gut feeling the person who told them is. Yep. Nook says, yeah, expected price range is icky. Absolutely. I don't mind a price cap on gifts. I'm quite happy with that.
That's actually a good thing. That's actually a good thing.
But I don't like an expected spend. Beast says staying quiet isn't very smart. Nook says couples equals one gift. What a-holes? Absolutely. Mash says oofed. This is why I don't do Christmas. Enjoy your commercialism. Absolutely. Atu says I'd ask for a list of what others are being given so they don't double up, and then check out if the gifts are really worth it and not just recently purchased on Black Friday sort of thing. Nook says, what happened to the gift of giving? I saw this gift and thought of you, so I got it for you. No, that's not right, Nooks. You bought this gift because you were obligated, because you were told you had to spend $20. Apparently. True says, this is why I don't do people. I don't want to know what you do instead. Beast says...
Their partner?
Are you saying Atru's partner isn't a person?
I don't want to assume. You know? But I do know their partner is a very lovely...
person?
I was about to say creature. I was like, no, that doesn't sound right. It sounds very wrong.
Beast says I could see everyone setting a max price so it doesn't get ridiculous. Absolutely, a max price is different. Mash says just give a gift because the item you found suits the person. Absolutely. But, like, imagine no one got you something and everyone else gets something. So, I'm not 7. I'll cope. Blue says, I literally had an argument on the phone with my sister this morning about Christmas presents because she doesn't have much money right now, but still wanted to get me a nice present. I appreciated it, but wanted her to think of herself first. The thought is all I need. Absolutely. Cool, everyone gets cool, says Mash, which works really well in my accent. Cool, y'all get cool. Nook says, that's it, give them the ghost of Christmas past, present and future. It worked for Scrooge, so it should work for them. True. Hi, Spicy!
Oh, Spicy!
Scuff says, get out of that family. Yep. Mash says, yeah, run away. Nook says 100%. Beast says he's not the butthole. Atu says, that's not a family, that's a bunch of entitled asshats.
Yep.
Blue says, get away from those people.
Yeah.
That's just people saying hello with Spicy. Atu says, there's sometimes people, sometimes person, but mostly boobs.
All fair, yeah.
Blue says, in fairness, people is a group. Atu's partner is a person, singular. 07 Commander Tweedle.
Tweedle!
Hope you're doing well. And no, I haven't had time to play Elite Dangerous yet. But I'm partway there. I got it. Ugh. So I think we've come to a general level of consensus on that one.
Yeah.
So, Mash, could you please close the poll? And I think I fixed my stream deck during the break, so I think I should be able to make the button work this time and not have to do it manually. I do need to double check whether they're the butthole. Let me have a quick check at that one. Okay, I have double checked. The poll has closed. I do love the fact that that little display goes blank when the poll closes, so I don't have to wait for somebody to confirm it for me. Always helpful. Tweedle says, my face hurts from laughing too much on stream. A two said, waifu said, who says I'm singular? I added, very much married, Eula.
Oh.
Anyway, let's find out whether OP from this one is the butthole or not. And here we go. Not the butthole, as expected. Oh, that is so much easier. I can just press one button and it does the sound effect and the dog. So much easier. Not the butthole! Correct. Not the butthole. That's really loud. I need to turn that down a little bit. Sorry, it's the first time that we've had that while I've been streaming. I didn't know how loud that was going to arrive. My goodness.
I think it's something relatively new.
It is. I only added the overlay in today, but whoo. What do you mean I'm really quiet? Nobody else has complained about me being quiet. Am I quiet? I don't know. Somebody else will tell me.
And Blue just goes, my ears!
It wasn't just me then. Good.
No, I didn't hear it, so I just saw it pop up. So I was just like, oh, cheers.
Yeah. That's all right. That's
Cheers
all right.
to shifting blame.
It's all right. I've lowered it now, so we'll see. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I was going to Reddit to find out what other people had to say. Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got far too distracted.
That's fair. Happens all the time.
Somebody here says, just don't participate in gift giving. All right. Not the butthole, do the gifts only for the children? Yeah, maybe. Oh, I remember this fight. This is how we ended up trying Secret Santa. Then some people decided to ruin that too, and we just moved to getting gifts for the kids. Not the butthole. They're being ridiculous, and gift giving is out of hand. It doesn't matter what everyone else can afford or wants to afford. The issue really is more about the fact that you've stated it's out of your budget, and instead of accepting that, you'll give/receive no gifts. They decide to play an insult. It's not fair game. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Expecting people to go beyond their means for gift giving is just unhealthy. It really is. Everyone here is just saying, not the butthole, not the butthole, not the butthole, repeatedly.
Yeah, so all is in agreement. Yeah.
Oh, I missed that beast. Did you clip it?
I thought it was being sneaky. I thought no one noticed that, but apparently Beast.
Oh,
No,
you
he
clipped it.
Oh no.
Cool.
Thank you, Beast.
Thank you, Beast.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. You're yep.
That's still just slightly loud. We'll just turn that down a little bit more. There we go. These channel point redeem noises are really quite loud, aren't they? So I'll just keep lowering them until we get to a level where we're happy. I do like the redeem. Yes, I do like the redeem. Okay, so we will move on to... Alright, whoever put all these sound effects in, can we please normalise them so that they're all at the same volume? Because it's really annoying that some of them are louder than others. Anyway, let's have a look at our last story of the evening. Am I the butthole for telling my daughter she can't come over for the holidays if she brings her partners?
As in plural?
It's written with an S.
Okay, I do question, how many do they have?
Don't know. Well, I do, because I've read it, but I'm pretending I don't know.
Okay. I mean, it's a little bit rude to say it's like, oh, just because they're bringing their partners, they can't come over. Unless, of course, they have a really, really good and fair reason as to why. Oh.
I did decide to throw a tricky one in for the last one.
Yeah.
Nook says, ooh, are they poly? You'll have to wait and see.
Okay, I might change my opinion later, but for now, I want to say... I'll start by saying no, they're not the butthole. I might change my opinion later after getting more context.
That's fair. That's fair. This one, like I say, was deliberately a little bit of a... We might have a slightly split audience on this one. We might not. We will see. So here we go. My daughter moved away 2 years ago to attend university. Since starting school, she's gone through many changes as a person, many of which I find difficult to get behind. She's rejected and mocked our faith, rebranded her entire identity, and now lives in some kind of threesome situation. We've argued and fought over many things repeatedly over the past couple of years.
Okay, first off, it's one thing to go explore and like change, you know, how you do things as a person and you know, figure out who you are. But it doesn't matter what people believe in, but don't mock people's faith. Just don't do it. Even if you don't agree with it, just say, you know what, I respect your belief, it's just not my cup of tea, and then we move on. It's that easy. But mocking...
I don't know whether she's using... So I don't know how she's using that word mocking. So does she mean purposely pointing fingers and mocking in that way? Or does she mean that her actions are making a mockery of her faith, if you know what I mean? So I don't quite know how to interpret that.
Yeah, because it could be one or the other.
Because it might be that if she's one of these very staunch American Christian groups who don't like gay people or anything, it might just be that she's slept with another girl and that makes a mockery of their do you know what I mean? It could be that. Or it could be that she's actually verbally just been mocking the religion. I honestly don't know.
Yeah,
but it
maybe
could be
we'll find out in it.
Yeah. So when the lockdown began, it gave ample opportunity to give space between us, and she didn't visit for all of the summer or even this Thanksgiving. Our interactions have broken down to the occasional phone call, and overall the separation has helped us to be more amicable. I've accepted her new hobbies and dress. I use the pronouns she prefers when speaking to her. But not when speaking about... Not sure which pronouns we should be using when we're reading this, but I am just going to read it out verbatim. So apologies if that does result in me saying the wrong pronouns for this person, because no, I don't think it said what pronouns should be used. So that being said, my husband and my younger daughter are really adamant about having her stay over during Christmas break this year. They miss seeing her and have spent the past couple of weeks trying to convince me to allow her to come. I'm extremely wary to have her come, as things have gotten better, mostly because we've been so apart. Regardless, I relented and decided to invite her. This sounds like you don't want to see your own kid, regardless of any situation.
because with the whole, you know, the husband and younger daughter trying to convince the other parent to allow their oldest...
Do you keep catching your hand on your microphone by any chance?
No.
No? I'm just getting a thumping noise from someone.
Oh, it might be because I'm hitting my desk.
All right. That's what it is. She's thumping the desk, right.
But yeah, the whole like convincing and allowing her to come, and in the whole, I'm extremely wary to have her come.
Yeah, so either partner's just an excuse. It's certainly starting to feel a little bit like that.
Yeah.
How's chat looking? What have we got in chat? Let's have a look. Depends if they are saying no because the house is small and they have 8 partners, or if all the partners are idiots. Yep. Atu says parents may not like the poly lifestyle. True. Spicy says based on the title, yes, but after more context we'll see. Blue says first, how many? Second, are their partners scum? Third, is it because it's multiple and you're not a big fan of that OP? Which is fair. Atu says even saying I respect but don't agree with is seen as mocking by some. Absolutely. Absolutely. Mash says, as in being queer is a mockery, could go either way. Yeah, that's what I was trying to explain. I wasn't sure that word mockery was used. B says, yeah, it says like she's not living our way anymore and it's mocking us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Spicy was like, I was going to say, when speaking to her, yeah, that bit.
Yeah, but
made
not
me...
addressing, like, speaking of their child.
Nook says, you've got on so well because you're apart, ? Indeed.
Yeah.
Atru says, hitting the desk is an acceptable euphemism.
Hush.
Indeed. And Blue says, order in this courtroom. Order! Let us continue. So, in the last call I had with her, I asked her to come over for the holidays. She was being hesitant in giving me a straight answer, but ultimately said, all right. She, however, wanted to bring her partners with her. I flatly told her that I wouldn't allow that. She tried to argue her side, but I honestly was not willing to shake my stance. I told her if she wanted to come for the holidays, she would have to come alone. And she told me she wasn't coming, and that was it. I don't think I'd go either, to be honest. You're not making her sound very welcome. Yeah. It's not sounding like a very inviting invite. I think I'd rather stay at home with my partners.
Yeah, because with the with them wanting to bring their partners over, and the mother is just going like, yeah, nope, not happening.
Yeah,
you're not accepting who your kid is.
Not in the slightest.
No.
So my husband has tried to get me to call her back, but I haven't done so far, and I don't want to invite attention of that lifestyle to my younger daughter, and frankly I think it's weird for her to be dating 2 people at once. Still, my family won't stop prodding me about this, which is starting to affect the way I feel about how I handled the situation.
As it should.
So edit addressing a lot of questions and responses individually would take a lot of time, so here's a few bullet point responses. First one, our family is Baptist, thus our faith does have a clearly defined moral code. Does it?
To some it does. Others are, I find, or I've heard of, are a little bit more, it's still a kid. And there are even some gay people who are still very religious.
Yeah. I thought that the Baptists generally were one of the more flexible, kind of like a catch-all term for a religion. Do you know what I mean? It's not like Catholic, where you know exactly what a Catholic will and won't believe in. They've got the Pope. I didn't realise that. I've never interpreted Baptists that way anyway. My husband understands how connected you might be connected to your faith, but you're not connected to the language very well, are you? My husband understands how connected I am to my faith, and that's why I get the final say in this. He is in no way a weak man. No, but it sounds like you're a bitch.
Yeah.
My youngest is understanding of this too. My eldest knows My eldest knows I refer to her as my daughter. Knows you refer to her as... How should we be referring to this child of yours?
Probably not how they're referring to them.
Yeah, I think we're going to go for they pronouns from now on, and I'm just going to refer to them as your child, because I'm feeling uncomfortable with this. Whether they wanted their partners going to stay with us or they were going to stay somewhere else was not discussed between them. There is an undying fear of COVID, which is another thing I have to protect my youngest from. and of course I love my child. No, of course you don't. You're not doing any effort here to show any amount of love at all. That
No.
is not how you demonstrate love for a child.
No. Because if the mother was loving and accepting of their child and their way of living now and how they have relationships, despite she can still have her faith, she can still have that, but she can also separate the two and say, you know what, I love my child unconditionally, as you should,
Yeah.
and say, you know what, bring your partners, we'll make it a whole family thing. We'll have fun, we'll eat good food, it's gonna be a blast.
Yeah.
But they're not doing that, and they're trying. I feel like they're trying to save face by saying, you know, I've accepted them and stuff like that. It's like, no, you haven't.
No, you haven't.
No,
Not
you
at
haven't.
all.
No, you haven't. Yeah.
In no way have you accepted your child, and the
Yeah.
fact that they are different to the way that you prescribe they should be.
Yeah.
So Nook says, I would have been unsure on the butthole, but the fact they won't even be close to their child now in life in general made me think butthole. Absolutely. Mash says, distant doesn't make the heart grow fonder, but it is healing. Yeah. Mash says, I wouldn't want my partners to be there if they're going to be made to feel bad. It might be that you need your partners there because you don't think you can manage this on your own. It might be that sort of environment.
Yeah.
Which Beast has just said below, probably doesn't want mother to deal with on their own. Yep. Tofu. Spicy says, understandable. I've never called you Tofu. Why have I just called you Tofu? Nook says, I'm not saying the dad and the daughter are buttholes, but what I'm saying is they want this, I want this, you will do as you're told vibes. Wasn't the younger one only like 11 or something? Have I invented that? I've got it in my head that they're 11. Just trying to see if I can see. I think it actually just says youngest daughter.
Yeah, I think it just says. I don't think they have an age
No.
for the youngest.
So whether they're the butthole or not probably depends how old they are.
Yeah.
And also, if you're stuck living in their house, you've kind of it's difficult. The dad, on the other hand, needs to stand up for his bloody kids.
Yep.
And needs to just get that woman told. B says could be one of many spin-off churches, especially in the US. That's kind of what I was thinking, because you've got... Just saying you're a Baptist means nothing to me. Are you Westboro Baptist? Or are you one of the more welcoming kind of... Final say thing is icky. You are right, Spicy. Blue says, I'm assuming they, them.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going with, but it might be he, him for all I know. I don't...
Yeah.
I don't know, and that makes me really uncomfortable. The thought that... The feeling that I might have been misgendering someone through that does give me the ick big time, so... Spicy says, yeah, butthole. Yeah. Nook says, wow, she can't even respect the pronouns when talking about them. Absolutely. I can't remember what you said, but Nook says, here, Frantzen.
It was my whole. It's like it doesn't matter what you can still keep your faith, your religion, and be true to your religion as it is your choice.
Absolutely.
But there is a thing called loving your child unconditionally because you are the parent.
Yeah.
And that should not stand in the way of what your kid is choosing to do. You should still love them unconditionally. And heck, have the partners over, have a one big giant party, have fun.
Yeah. Maggie says they're using religion to justify the fact they're a bigot. 100%.
Yep.
Blue says, to play devil's advocate, if OP had been indoctrinated into this faith and very specific way of living for a whole life, having something so close to home shake her foundations, maybe causing a bit of conflict in her brain about how to proceed. But the answer to that is conversation, learning and closeness rather than distance and sweeping it under the rug.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do need to actually have a conversation, but this mother needs to not be such a controlling freak.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of a better word. Spicy says, Nanny, who this tofu is. Thanks. Your tofu is Spicy and Spacey are in chat. Yeah, alright. I hope they had a good Christmas with their partners surrounded by love. So do I, Spicy.
Yeah.
Maggie says they have 2 partners. They're not doing murder. Absolutely. Mash said, Papa Mash encouraged my love of Klingons. He tried teaching me the language. That's very cool. Blue, yes, she has a husband and the other daughter who are more open-minded. It certainly, it certainly feels like the husband and, you know, you can't have this influence on the young one, as if the young one doesn't already know that their siblings got 2 partners.
Yeah.
Do you not think that they talk to each other independently of you and your controlling nature?
They probably do.
Yeah.
And I would reckon that the oldest probably contacts their dad more than the mom, because
Absolutely.
they know that their father is more accepting and open about it compared to the mother, and the dad is probably just not saying it.
And I imagine this is the sort of family where the young one rings the older sibling quite regularly to go, Mum's saying this, what do I do? How did you cope? And acts as that kind of helpful, ranting help. And I think this lady's going to be very lonely in her old age once both of her kids decide they don't want to see her anymore. Because one's pretty much decided that already. And her husband either will just plod along and do as he's told until he dies, or he'll grow a spine and find somebody else.
Yeah.
Either way, she's not going to be a happy lady. But, you know, as long as she's got her church, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Blue says this sounds like a Thursday in South Carolina. Is that a reference? I don't know. Or are you just being, oh yeah, Southern Americans, they're all a bit like that. Because, yeah, the Bible Belt does give that kind of vibes, doesn't it? So how are you feeling about that one, Franson, now we've got to the end?
They're the butthole. Straight up, they're the butthole. I was not sure in the beginning, based on the title.
Yeah.
But reading from this and getting more of it, it's like, without question, without doubt, you are the butthole.
Yeah, when I read this, I got a different vibe from it from when we've just read it properly now. I missed the bits about the pronouns of the... Because I don't think I'd have chosen this one if I'd have paid a bit more attention to the pronouns thing, because I didn't like the fact that I misgendered somebody during that. That made me uncomfortable.
But I want to say, that's not on you, though. That's on the mother, because...
It is.
Yeah, because she's not... even though despite the fact that the child knows that that's how they're referred to when their mother is speaking about them,
yeah,
but the mother still can't get with the fact that that is not how the child refers to itself.
Yeah. B says, I'm very surprised this person is on Reddit, let alone that it contains profanity in its title. That's true. And Blue says it's where she gets her definitely not sinful femboy porn. Blue, I read that out then.
Blue, behave.
Are you trying to get me demonetized?
Behave, Blue.
I was doing really well and you ruined it. Right, let's see what Reddit have to... Oh no, we've got to close. Let me have a quick check, see what there is. Yeah, I still have to check what the result of the poll was, just to make sure. But yes, if we could close the poll, please. Mash.
Mash
Nook
says Blue
I think Joy has shown the difference between someone who does respect pronouns and someone who doesn't. Yeah, no, that's appreciated. Thanks, Nooks. Cool, so let's find out. Are they the butthole or not? Here we go. You're the butthole! Absolutely, 100%. Couldn't agree more. Definite butthole.
Yep.
Definite butthole. Did you all win lots and lots of channel points through that, or did nobody guess? Nobody bet opposite you. Meggy Palm got 1,000, Blue got 500, Spicy got 100. Oh, you're all doing all right. Even Tweedle got 10. Nook's got 10. Oh, you've done all right there.
Yeah.
Cool. So let's have a look and see what the other response is from... You think you just got your points back? Well, it's better than nothing. First post is a warning from the mods of the thing saying be civil. The next post is, you're the butthole. Why, if your husband and younger daughter want older daughter to stay for the holidays, do you think that you and you alone should make that call? You are being very selfish. As for your concerns about your younger daughter seeing sister's relationship, I will be more concerned about the risk of harm you cause by showing her that your love is conditional. Fair. I like that.
Yeah, that's very well stated. And
Yeah.
I agree.
Very succinct, but very, very... Yeah, I like that. That pronouns bit was snuck in there, but holy poo. Absolutely, yeah. She expressly even mentioned that she only uses her child's chosen pronouns to their face, which is honestly disgusting, and always great to get into the habit of if someone asks for different pronouns to use them, even when they're not around. Well, of course you do. OP needs to effing get over themselves. Absolutely. But of course, if somebody tells you what their pronouns are, you use the pronouns when talking to or about them.
Yeah, because it's one thing to make a mistake, not out of malice, but purely by mistake. It's a whole different thing. And as someone who's done that before, I felt really bad for doing it.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes the difference. Is like when you do it by accident, like truly by accident, and you don't mean anything harmful about it, whereas you are intentionally using the incorrect pronouns just because, it doesn't agree with me.
Yeah. Somebody else here's put, and why do people think that someone seeing something automatically turns them towards that thing? Keep your daughter away from lesbians. The second she sees two girls kiss, she'll immediately want to only kiss girls now. That might actually be what happened with MASH, though, to be fair. Anyway, God forbid she see a throuple, she'll never want to be in a couple again. Like, does OP think her younger daughter doesn't have a brain and preferences of her own? And also, if that was true, wouldn't I be married to a woman because none of my family are gay, and I never really met a gay person before I realised I was one? So surely, by that logic, I should be straight because I was only brought up around straight people.
Mm-hmm.
No?
I'm thinking of it this way: when you're in a poly relationship, you have more love to give and receive in return. So I'm just seeing win-win for it.
Yeah, but I think a lot of people think that love is a finite resource and you've only got so much, which is rubbish.
Yeah.
You can
That's
love
silly.
two people as much as you love one person. It's not... You don't have one cup of love that you've got to share out.
No.
What have we got here? God forbid she see a throuple, she'll never want to be in a couple again. Like, does OP think her younger daughter doesn't have a brain and preference of her own? Sorry, I read that bit. OP, you can both love and accept your child for who they are and not fully understand or agree with the choices they've made in life. Those two things are not mutually exclusive. Correct. My parents are Christian. I am not. I know they are sad about that and think that I am going to hell, but never once have I been disinvited from their home. They don't love most of my life choices, but as a grown adult, my choices are mine to make. Their job as my parents is to love me anyway. Maybe you could try it sometime. I'm going to have to see if there's been a reply. Ooh. What's this one? I need to find the actual post because I've just seen the reply. Where is it? I'm gonna have to go back. Oh, here we go. Come on, open it up. I'm excited.
You're leaving us in suspense.
I'm sorry. So she's to confirm when we were talking about mocking earlier on, somebody asked, how is she mocking your faith? And OP says, I'm saying she's mocked our faith through her actions. and somebody says, God is disappointed in you, you're a horrible Christian, to which they've replied, you don't speak for God, to which somebody else has replied, no, but the Bible does, and then it's quoted Bible verses about loving your children.
Oh, snap. Oh, my God.
Yeah, sorry, I had to get all of that.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm just trying to see if there's any mention here about how old the younger daughter is, but I can't see any mentions of that. Sorry, Reddit's running a bit slowly tonight. Let's have another look under this one. So the older daughter's 21. She's been with her partners for about a year. She doesn't know how their situation can be serious. That's because you don't care. To which somebody else has put info. What pronouns does your oldest prefer? And that hasn't been responded to.
Oh, of course
Shock
not.
horror.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Let's go and have a look. Where are we up to with chat? Yeah. If only one answer has points and everyone wins, everyone gets the points they put in back. Yeah, that's fair. The Ultimate Participation Award, it's true. Mashy, snap, blue. Oh, dang. Spicy, I don't know how to read out that head bopping pig thing. Blue says the only awards I get. Mash, not far off. Blue says love is not infinite, but energy reserves are. No, that's true. That's true. Mash says I can love one cat as much as I love 10 people.
Yeah.
Atu says I dip my paintbrushes in my cup of love. All right.
That
Atu
doesn't sound good.
says you don't speak for God. Yeah, and neither do you. Absolutely.
Yep.
Blue says also Bible may have something in it about lying with another man, but not a woman. So according to the Bible, lesbians are going to go to heaven. Also, there's translation issues around that phrase, but I'll talk to you that some other point. Spicy says pig, JK, but it's a bug cat nodusimo. Okay, I know what some of those words mean. Thanks, Spicy.
Yeah, when you click on it and it gets bigger, you can actually see it a lot better. It's very cute.
I don't know. But there we go. So how are you feeling about that last one then, Frantzen?
I think the mother needs to grow a pair and just get over herself. Like,
yeah.
I understand that new things can be confusing and hard to understand at first, but
yeah,
like it was said earlier, through conversation you can clear things up and reach a better understanding. And you're still allowed to say, you know what, I love you. I might not agree with 100% of what you're doing, but I still love you anyway, and you're always welcome in my home. It's not that hard.
Yeah.
I feel like it's some people are making it's so how to explain this so that it actually makes sense to people and not just in my head. Like I feel like when some people do this, it's very much just like they can't control their kids anymore.
Yeah.
Which is what we also read in the actual Reddit post, where it's like, I have the final say. It's like, that's controlling behavior.
Absolutely.
And you're not respecting if people wants to do... Let's imagine like they want to do like board games, but the mother's only like, no, I only want to do Uno. I only want to play Uno.
Yep.
That's all you have to do.
Oh, she definitely feels like a Monopoly mum.
Mm-hmm. So it...
Sorry, my opinions on Monopoly are strong.
That's fair.
It's a stupid game. But anyway.
So one could hope that the father divorced the mother and the youngest moved with the father, and now that the oldest can now have fun with the family who actually loves and accepts them for who they are, and they can bring their partners with them.
Also, let's really hope that this mum does end up divorced, because can you imagine the shame of this highly religious woman being the divorced one? That would, the karma would be beautiful. So, how have you found Reddit and Weep overall then, Franson? How have you enjoyed your time with us this week?
It's fun. It's a lot of fun, and you get a perspective of certain people.
Yep. Yep. No, it's always good fun to end the week with a nice rant. I think it just gets us all nicely ranted out, ready for the week ahead. So we can
it's
start
like a cleanse.
Exactly. Yeah. You see, some people light incense, other people pray. I go on Reddit and shout at people. It's just how we do it.
And calling them a bumhole.
And calling them a bumhole. But only if they are a butthole. But no, that's been really good. Thank you ever so much for joining us this week, Franson. It's been really cool. Mash, can we have a look at who we've got as an option to raid into? And don't just randomly click the button like you did last week when I was halfway through a sentence. Careful. Careful.
Oh.
So, Mash will be looking at the list now. Neko and Dr. James are both live. I have no real preference either way for either of those, so whoever we've not raided as TYG in the most recentness out of those would be fine by me. We're raiding Neko, absolutely brilliant. So thanks very much for coming, and we will see you all soon. Have a good time. Don't forget, dance on Monday, 9 o'clock. Bye.
Bye.